See that tree there? To the left-hand side? Just kind of hit those center rocks. You'll launch up over top.
Hey, welcome back. That's Mark, and Mark invited me out for this ride in Hubley, and I'm calling this the lost file because I couldn't find the chip that actually had this video on it. There's Mark taking the right line. Well, the left line. I'm going to take the right line, which is not the line he wanted me to launch up and over. That's just not in my repertoire of things I'm going to do today. But not only did Mark invite me out on this ride, Nick and Matt came along as well. So Nick and Matt are the guys that I know down here in the valley, and well, here they are.
When I hit the tree, my whole front end twisted.
Oh.
And that's not an uncommon theme for Matt, though Matt is pushing on the envelope of being pushed up into the expert class for the local race series. He's quite talented and quite fast, as is Nick. I am not. Case in point, I didn't jump these logs, I decided to just wedge myself into them. But it is nice that I got that little woo kind of cheer on the sidelines there, so I appreciate that because I wasn't sure how that was going to play out. Could have easily have launched my bike at them and then I would have gotten a different, probably kind of response. Now there's a number of local guys out riding today with us, and they're going to break off and do their own thing. Mark's going to lead us around and show us a good chunk of what's here. We're just not going particularly fast. We've never ridden this trail before, and it doesn't have a lot of flow to it. It's pretty rocky, and there are some cool things in here, which we'll get to in a minute. Just a second on my left, that's going to be Matt, and he's decided he doesn't like the pecking order of being behind my slow ass, so he makes a pass. That's okay. That's going to be kind of how the day plays out. You got to find your natural pace, and mine is not in front of Matt. And another thing that struck me quite quickly is I did not bring the right bike for the terrain that we're in. The XCW would have been more happy in here, and I would have been more happy risking dropping it. Not that I mind dropping either bike, that's just kind of what they're made for. It just has better tires for hard enduro type things. Not that this is going to be hard enduro, but it's got a few moments, and one of them is coming right up.
You got something going on there.
There are some fun lines in here, and I kind of like having to figure it out. Like I said, though, the XCW is happier when you have to do slow, technical figuring out of things. Number one, it's got a fan on it, and two, the suspension's much softer and more pliant for bouncing over things. The XC, on the other hand, kind of more likes to go fast.
Huh.
This is the hard. What? That tree fell down. You alright here?
Fucking hell.
Oh. Hi.
Matt makes his way over pretty clean, and Mark, yep, gets recentered there, and he's up pretty clean, and it's going to be my turn. It's not going to go as clean. So on my first approach, I turned to the right a little too soon. My back tire is trapped by that rock that my right foot is on, so I need to kind of restage so that I can get a bit more of a swing so my back tire can come up around that crack and just kind of right there, yep. And then I'm kind of set. This is going well. The very next thing that happens is, well, you need to get a little bit of a blip here. I'm still a little too close to the rock on my left now, and my foot peg's grabbing on it, so that's making traction a little harder. But then my back tire decides to grab a root, and my bike decides it's into S&M. Now, if anybody's going to tie anybody up, it's not going to happen like this. It's going to be a bit different. So, off with the bonds,
Yeah.
on with the ride.
That would be not good.
But at that point, momentum's kind of broken, and people are tired of me bogarting these rocks like I own them, so I'm going to get unceremoniously pushed off. And that's okay. A little help every now and then to keep things moving along is just fine. And because I got a little help, it's only the right thing to do is to pass that along. Keep that good karma rolling. Speaking of rolling on, let's keep going. We're still in a bit of a rock garden here. There's multiple lines and it's a bit tricky, as Matt will demonstrate now. There you go. Decides to lay down his bike and maybe swap the fuel that's in the carburetor around a little bit. So it was probably done on purpose. Picking our way through this stuff, and this is pretty cool terrain. I do like this stuff in terms of the skills that it builds, though it does wear you out, so that's the penalty you pay in order to be better. But in my case, better might be the hill that I've already climbed. I'm headed down the other side of it now. I don't know. I don't want to make any judgment calls yet. Jury's out on this one. There are some tough obstacles like this. If you knew it was there and you flowed up and over it, staying to the right, keeping your front tire light, you'd probably just sail right over it. If you missed a little bit though, your front tire is going to dig in and you're going to get kicked over the bars like nobody's business, and it's probably going to hurt more than a little bit. On this ride, this was a pretty rare reprieve where you got a little open section where you could open up the bike, clean it out a little bit, and give yourself a bit of a break. But that's not to say that it's not without obstacles, like these logs, which I also like, but I do need more practice with them. I can get them a lot better where I can do the double clutch over it, but you can see there I planted my feet on one of them just because it was a bit tall, and I want to get out of that habit. Ride ended up being quite long, and that took a bit of toll on me where towards the end I was starting to get fatigued and just couldn't push, so I was ended up falling back from the guys. That's okay, still managed to grind my way through, and I must have done okay enough that Mark decided to invite me out to subsequent rides, which I've not yet taken him up on, but I will, Mark. I'll get out on some future ride here. Though the videos that you're posting of some of the stuff you guys are getting into is not inspiring a great deal of confidence in me, so I'll just need to borrow your bike when we go on those rides.
You don't know what our what?
Cardio is like.
Oh yeah, like a 55-year-old man.
Typically my cardio is not that bad, but I've been hanging out down in Coldbrook, riding fast trails and not being particularly challenged in a cardio way or even a muscular way. You just kind of flow through things, and then when you come ride something like this, then you're reminded sharply of things like that. Good job, Matt. You realize that, yeah, you've got work to do.
That's a tough one to get a lift on.
I don't drop my bike very often, but like I said, towards the end of the ride, I was getting kind of tired, making silly mistakes, like this one. Now I didn't show you the few minutes that it took to recover the bike because I had to stand it up into the hill, and that took a little bit more effort than I would care to admit to, so I didn't show it to you on video because it's my video. But rest assured, I'm okay, bike's okay, thank you for asking. Alright, that pretty much brings us to the end of this video. Mark, thanks very much for having us out. This was a great ride, and I look forward to the next one. And the next one will be actually Corey and Colin came down for a visit from New Brunswick, and that was just this weekend as I'm making this video. They've left this morning, and we had some good riding in Coldbrook. I think they really enjoyed it, except for me overfeeding them, but hey, if that's a crime, guilty.